Hello everybody and welcome to the Sonoma Raceway of the 2025 NASCAR Xfinity Series Pit Boss / Food Max 250 here at Sonoma. Shane Van Gisbergen starts on pole position alongside Austin Hill as we get ready to get underway for our second consecutive race course. Last week we were in the streets of Chicago where it was Jesse Love picking up the winners. We're green and underway here from Wine Country in Sonoma. Shane Van Gisbergen and Austin Hill, a little bit of contact there into turn one, but SVG will get clear for the lead early here. Hill fighting back to the inside here through turn two, up the hill. SVG will get clear for P1, secure that race lead, and look to drive away to establish himself as the race leader early in this race. Of course, we know he's just phenomenal at these road and street races here, showing that once again, leading laps here at Sonoma ahead of the 32 of Austin Green, who's also been very impressive on the road races. Running second is Hill and Gray, fight for third. You got Connor Zilic back there in fifth. Here's Riley Herbst, Connor Mozak back further in the field with Corey Day. A couple guys, making some starts here in the field. See where everyone all shuffles out once we get into this run here in stage number one. Everyone so far so good, makes it through cleanly. Zilic gets by Hill now to get fourth, but it's SVG leading the way here in Sonoma, really driving away from that 32 of Austin Green as Van Gisbergen tries to put that 9 car in victory lane for the first time this season in our simulations. Of course, not able to get it done in Chicago last week. Got a lot of stage points, but ultimately came home in 7th position. The caution, Brendan Poole in the 44 got spun out here through the hairpin on lap 1, although we will stay green, I'm pretty sure, here for the 44 going around. No caution. We will continue racing here in Sonoma. Indeed, we will field. Start lap 20, just about 4 to go on the stage. Sam Mayer, Connor Zilic here fighting for position number 5 on the racetrack. Zilic looks to have that position. SVG continuing to work his way through some lap traffic. Some guys were a little bit off sequence. Pit start here in the stage, and Zilic is in the tire barrier. Oh my goodness, Zilic just drove it head on into the tire barrier. Sam Mayer collects damage. Josh Williams piles in. Unbelievable. A costly mistake from Zilic in the 88. Connor, of course, such a phenomenal road racer, just makes such an uncharacteristic mistake. It's put in the tire barrier by Sam Mayer. He's out of this race, and now with the strategy, Austin Green is leading this race in the 32. And around goes the 91 of Josh Balicki, and Jesse Love go off track here. Sammy Smith sends the 91 around. He slides off into the tire barrier right there, be able to continue on just fine. Sage Karam also around in the 53 machine. So this will bring out the caution, which is going to end stage 1 here as we get back to the line. So it looks like it'll be Austin Green trying to hold off Sam Mayer for the stage win, followed by Taylor Gray, Austin Hill, Shane Van Gisbergen get around William Sawallich for position number 5 here as they go through the S's here in Sonoma. SVG able to get the gas down on the outside lane and get by William Sawallich. Once again, apologies, my voice is a little hoarse. I went to a WWE Monday Night Raw just a couple days ago earlier this week, so my voice is a little bit raw when I'm doing this commentary here. But Austin Green wins stage 1 here in Sonoma over Mayer, Taylor Gray, Austin Hill, Shane Van Gisbergen in the top 5, and Sawallich, Eckes Creed, Riley Herbst, and Carson Quaffle the top 10. Austin Green wins stage 1 here at Sonoma due to strategy. So now it'll be Green and Mayer leading us back to the green here on lap 27. And of course, Connor Zilic, the only car out of the race in 38th and last place. A very disappointing day for him as he is still yet to win on a road course in his career on our simulations. Nearly 4 wide back here. Parker Retzloff gets shoved off into the dirt as Dean Thompson, Harrison Burton continue to battle 3 wide ahead of us here. Some intense racing here in Sonoma, but it's Sam Mayer leading his first laps of the day as he gets around that 32 of Austin Green and tries to drive away here to what would be his first win and playoff clinching performance here this season. But Mayer gets Austin Green to his inside. Mayer got held up by the lap car of Kyle Sieg, and here comes the 32 Austin Green continuing to impress on the road races here, leading for the second time today. Your stage 1 winner back in control here. A little bit of contact, almost wrecked Kyle Sieg, who's able to hang on to it here. But Green and Mayer back and forth for the lead here in Sonoma. Mayer back to the inside. Can he take it away from Austin Green? Not quite. The 32 able to hold on to the lead as we go down the hill through turns 4 and 5. So caution would come out for Chris Wright, crashing out of the race in the 5. He will DNF in 37th. So we're back on lap 44. It is now William Sawallich and Anthony Alfredo leading the field on strategy, and Sawalich to the point here in Sonoma, looking for that first career win. Remember, him and Mayer, they are fighting for that 12th and final spot in the playoffs on points currently. So both guys really want to win this race to get out of that points battle and clinch it. We had 3 wide back here, some contact. Harrison Burton, Justin Allgaier getting into it there with the 07 of Emerling. Everyone able to keep it going in the right direction as William Sawalich leads in Sonoma. And trouble. Sage Karam and Sheldon Creed have spun in the S's. Creed gonna run into that little outcrop tire barrier and then run into the second one right here. No idea what Creed's doing. But him and Karam go crashing through the S's. That will bring out the caution flag here in Sonoma, with William Sawalich leading Anthony Alfredo. Alfredo then pits, and out the front of the field is William Sawalich and Sam Mayer. Everyone keeps it green at this back half of the field. It looked a little dangerous. That's why I was looking around back there to see if anyone would get sent around. But Sawalich already clear over Sam Mayer and Parker Retzloff. As he goes through the first turn, Daniel Dye, Jeremy Clements off course, and there goes the 20 of Brandon Jones. He'll go spinning off into the sand. Brandon Jones able to get back going, but he loses all of his track position there. Just got clipped there, 3 wide, just not working here in Sonoma. And meanwhile, back to front of the field, Austin Green through to third, Mayer to second, but it's still William Sawalich leading, and because of that, Sawalich will win stage 2 under caution, followed by Sam Mayer, Austin Green, Taylor Gray, and Austin Hill, the top 5. Then SVG, Sammy Smith, Retzloff, Allgaier, and Dean Thompson are top 10 here in stage 2. So Austin Green takes stage 1, William Sawalich takes stage 2 here in Sonoma. Lots of different strategies playing out as we go to this third and final stage. Mayer, Green, Hill, Shane Van Gisbergen, Sammy Smith, and a lot of contenders are pitting right as we take the green flag. A very puzzling and confusing move. No idea what these guys are doing with this strategy call, but we'll see how it all works out in the end. But right now it is Sheldon Creed and Taylor Gray who are going to line up as our front row, followed by Riley Herbst and Josh Blicky. As we are now green and back underway here in Sonoma with 28 laps to go. It is Taylor Gray trying to hold off Sheldon Creed and Riley Herbst, which he will. 54 to the lead with an aggressive send into turn 1. But Taylor Gray to the point here in Sonoma. They're 3 further back. Connor Mozak going off track. Corey Day trying to get by, racing he and Harrison Burton here. And there goes the 17 of Corey Day into Mozak. Into the tire barrier they go. Huge rookie mistake there from Corey Day. Gets into Harrison Burton. Cleans out Connor Mozak in the 14, who's had some horrible luck in his last 2 Xfinity starts. He will be out of this race. Corey Day will be able to continue, but loses a ton of track position. So now on the restart, it's going to be Sheldon Creed, and now the 1 of Carson Quaffle, a phenomenal road racer in his own right, taking us back to the green flag here. Now just 25 laps to go. Creed on the inside, Quaffle on the outside, and Carson Quaffle they're going to get his way into the race lead here in that number 1 Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet for JR Motorsports. Quaffle to the point, still 3 wide back here once again. Corey Day racing Sage Karam, Anthony Alfredo. They managed to make it work. Alfredo gets shoved wide a little bit, but he hangs on to it. Now 3 wide as Sam Mayer, Austin Green, and SVG try to work their way back through traffic into this top 10 and be back in contention for the win here. As they have a lot of good cars to pass, but it's Carson Quaffle leading here in Sonoma until a caution comes out for Austin Hill in the 21, who crashed out of this race. He will DNF in 35th place. Top 5 car for sure. And now that gives Daniel Dye the lead over Sage Karam here in Sonoma. There goes the 31 of Blaine Perkins. Perkins spun around up the hill here through turn 2. And there's a 32, Austin Green, SVG, Justin Allgaier off into the tire barrier. A dramatic moment in this race as 3 of the favorites go crashing. Also, Matt DiBenedetto gets sent head on into the tire barrier by Brandon Jones here with just 10 laps to go. The intensity picking up here in Sonoma. It is absolute chaos. Now we get back underway here with just 7 to go. It is Daniel Dye and Riley Herbst fighting for the race lead. Of course, Herbst in that 19 car for JGR, his 3rd start of the season, pushing it 3 wide with Dye and Sawalich. They're 3 wide for the lead here. Trouble. There goes Alex LeBay is around in the background, but we're still 3 wide for the lead. Who will prevail? Herbst, Sawalich, or Dye? Contact with the 19 and the 10. Sawalich gets the lead, but here's a replay of Alex LeBay. Just got clipped there by Brad Perez. Sent off into the sand trap, and then Perez gets spun around. That collects Josh Williams, who gets drilled by Brennan Poole in the 44. A rough little sequence there for a few of the Alpha Prime cars Meanwhile, back to the front, it is William Sawallic who's gotten the lead, and now we have a restart here with just 4 laps remaining. Sawallic alongside his teammate Riley Herbst, and then Daniel Dye and Sage Karam row 2. This race is completely flipped on its head here as Sawallic trying to get away from the field here. They're 3 wide, multiple rows deep. The intensity really picking up here, and there goes Jesse Love. Of course, around goes Jeb Burton in the 27. He goes for a loop in turn 2, and we continue on racing here at the front. Sam Mayer gets clipped into the tire barrier. Shane Van Gisbergen and Harrison Burton get into Mayer, and that's getting huge damage to the 41, one of the contenders all day long. That's going to cost Mayer some crucial points in his playoff bubble battle. Caution already out on the racetrack, so we will have another restart here in Sonoma. But you've seen the chaos, obviously the little controversial contact there between Sam Mayer, SVG, who's trying to work his way back through the field, lost a ton of track position. Same thing with the 32 of Green. But back at the front of the field, William Sawallic in a golden position to earn his first career win. So now we go to NASCAR overtime here in Sonoma. Sawallic, Earp, side by side for the lead. Our first attempt at overtime. Van Gisbergen, Taylor Gray, Quaffle, Green right behind them as we go here into turn 1 for the very first time. So far, so good. We stay clean and green, but William Sawallic takes the lead away. SVG busy fighting Riley Herbst for second, but it is Sawallic leading the way here in Sonoma, trying to find his way to victory lane for the very first time in his career and lock himself into the playoffs. With a caution has come out on the racetrack here right before we go through the final corner, which means we will have double overtime here at Sonoma. And the caution was because the 11 of Josh Williams got turned around off the nose of Ryan Ellis and Brendan Poole in turn 2. So here we are back underway now in double overtime here in Sonoma. SVG alongside William Sawallic side by side for the lead here as we go into turn 1. Can Shane Van Gisbergen get to the point? It's a close battle. Big trouble behind us. There goes Ryan Sieg off into the no man's land after Brad Perez clips the tire barrier, gets wiped out, sends Ryan Sieg way off near where the big crane is on top of that flatbed. A massive spin there for Sieg off course. Big damage to Brad Perez as SVG had just taken the race lead. So now we go to triple overtime here in Sonoma. SVG alongside the 18 of William Sawallic. Side by side leaders going to turn 1. There was Carson Quaffle head on into the wall. Sammy Smith in the air. Sheldon Creed upside down in a massive crash. Red flag immediately as Sheldon Creed gets dumped by Brandon Jones into Harrison Burton, and then the 27 of Jeb Burton flips Sheldon Creed up on his side. Brendan Poole then turns him on his lid. Creed then goes on top of the white Armco barrier, ends up flipping back over to land on all fours, but he is destroyed. And a wild turn of events here. You see the full speed impact as Creed goes up and over. A lot of good cars just got taken out of this race, and what has been the most chaotic sequence of overtimes I may have ever seen. And here's Sammy Smith. He hooks Carson Quaffle, who goes a vicious, I mean absolutely vicious head-on impact into that wall. The 8 also drills it. Sam Mayer able to get on the brakes and completely avoid being destroyed. But Quaffle and Sammy Smith are down. Harrison Burton gets tagged by Jesse Love, spins himself out off of Corey Day, and Harrison goes around. So now that leaves SVG, your race leader, as the only junior motorsports car left in this race as we go to quadruple overtime here in Sonoma. It is 2 to go. SVG alongside Taylor Gray. Can we get to the end of this race now? Who's going to prevail? Shane Van Gisbergen on the inside. Taylor Gray on the outside. Gray not giving up, fighting hard for that lead as they come out of turn 2. But Shane Van Gisbergen will clear the 54, and SVG in control here in Sonoma in quadruple overtime. Trying to drive away to victory lane for the first time this season as he is gone now from William Sawallic and Taylor Gray behind him. And now a white flag in the air. Final lap presented by Credit One Bank here in Sonoma for SVG. The battle right now is for 4th between Austin Green and Riley Herbst in the 19, who's going to be able to hold off the hard-charging road course specialist in the 32 machine to try to keep it a JGR 2, 3, and 4 right now as SVG continues to drive away now through the S's for the final time, heading towards the final few corners here in Sonoma. Shane Van Gisbergen came from 15th at the end of regulation here, and he is about to win in quadruple overtime in one heck of a chaotic Sonoma race. As through the hairpin and down the straightaway, the left-hander to the start-finish line for the final time. Shane Van Gisbergen wins in Sonoma over Taylor Gray, William Sawalich, Riley Herbst over Austin Green, the top 5. Daniel Dye, Josh Bilicki, Nick Sanchez, Anthony Alfredo, and Dean Thompson, your top 10. As SVG gets his 3rd career Xfinity win, all of them on road courses, led 28 laps in this race, wins it in quadruple overtime, and did snag the Xfinity fastest lap award, as you'll see as we look at our final race results. Of course, SVG the winner with the fastest lap. Overall, a great day for Joe Gibbs Racing. 2nd for Taylor Gray, 3rd for Sawalich, 4th for Herbst. Sawalich still heartbroken, could have got that first career win, just not in the cards. Austin Green, another very impressive road course top 5 finish. Daniel Dye continues his top 10 streak. A great run for Josh Bilicki, Alfredo Thompson in the top 10. And then you see the rest of the there. Sam Mayer ended up down in 17th after his late crash. Love and Eckes were a lap down. Then, of course, Quaffle, Sammy Smith, Creed, Allgaier, Austin Hill, and then the huge shocker, Connor Zilich, crashing out of this race in dead last. Will hurt him a little bit in the point standings as we get updated playoff grid now. Of course, no new playoff eligible winner. 7 races to go in the regular season. Remain at 4 spots on points. Quaffle, Sammy Smith still looking pretty comfortable. Brandon Jones plus 31. Then William Sawalich now able to leapfrog Sam Mayer, but only 3 points above Mayer for that final spot in the playoffs as we run now. Jeb Burton, Ryan Sieg, Josh Williams, not that far outside the cut line either. Within a race, trying to find their way in. Daniel Dye continues to climb up the standings now into 17th. As we head to Dover next week, which should be a very good one. We'll see if Ryan Truex can go 3 in a row in real life. Of course, he'll be in the 24 car next weekend. But congrats to our winner, Shane Van Gisbergen. And as we end this episode, as always, I want to shout out my channel members. Thank you so much to JJ, Brenda Breen, and Jeremy Isley. Really appreciate your guys' support. Means a ton to me. Helps this channel and I continue to grow, produce some great content. Now working towards 2,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for watching. And those of you that are watching and are not subscribed, please do subscribe. It's completely free. Only takes a couple of seconds. I really appreciate it. If you want to get your name shouted out at the end of the video and become a paid channel member, link is in the description down below. Until next episode, in Dover next week, I hope you all have a good one.